just wondering. Basically, I've had several brushes, in some cases serious brushes, with death in life. Somehow, death and I do not mix at this point in time. And I think it's a spiritual thing. It goes above and beyond genetics. I think it's a determination to defy all the orders. I've been like that as a kid. If you said don't do it, I'll do it. That's me. That's all that's to it. You know, nobody tells me not to do anything. Oh, I shouldn't say nobody. I am the only person who will say, look me straight in the eyes, and I'll say, no, Al, don't do it. I do feel, though, which is very interesting, that I did have an out-of-body experience back on July 15th, 2010, and when I had a cardiac arrest, and I did see my father back where I grew up. Never got along with him, but he told me, go back and see your mother. And I do feel that she is out there and guiding me still, which is very, very, very interesting. So that's the story. And having very solid German genes, I think that's what keeps me perpetuated. It's a phenomena. It goes beyond, I think, genes too. I think it's sort of like a wish that, it's like Shakespeare said, you enter the stage, I love acting, you enter the stage, you act and you leave. Now, I have scripted my own part, and I'll continue to do that. That's just the way it is. I mean, the other day, I didn't know what happened to me. Unbeknownst to me, I end up in Fort Pierce Hospital for stroke victims. I never said I wanted to go there. But it's almost 7 years later, after a cardiac arrest, the same thing happened. I'm in a gym on a treadmill. Next thing I knew, I woke up after 7 hours of a open heart surgery, triple bypass, and no pain. You know, I think sometimes it's like God's way of saying, look, you need a tune-up. It is that simple. There's a lot of work I want to do, a lot of writings I want to do, because I think there's a need to educate the people. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I have 40 years as a teacher, administrator, and I still hit the books. I still want to get my books published because I think I can keep it simple. A lot of books. You know, how to prevent a heart attack, fight, education, America's worst investment. And that seems to go in line right now with the current administration, that we have the worst educational system in the world. And at the end of the day, it's all about the top 10%ers, very few, who are protected, and all the rest get screwed. I was in public education, private education for 40 years, and I can tell you, F minus, 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 minus. People are looped and duped into one of the worse than communism, worse than whatever. You are condemned when you're part of the public educational system in America. There is no fairness. I've been in different economic scripts, and I can tell you all have failed, whether it is Eastern, Western Connecticut, which is considered upper affluent, or whether it's Danbury, Connecticut, which is really low academic. That's the way it is.